Hey guys, I want to tell you a story about a friend that I had. His name was Dan, and we used to work together. He had a really hard season in his life. He had a really hard divorce, and I remember working with him. I just asked him every morning, "Hey Dano, what can we pray about?" And I just really wanted to show him God's love. We'd pray in that work truck, and man, I'm telling you what, every time God's Spirit would come so strong. It was almost like you could feel a tangible wind come through, and His presence was being felt by Dano. And I never really knew what he was thinking because he was real quiet about it. But I felt like he was receiving a lot in those moments. When shop started, and I kind of changed careers and went more into the ministry, I lost contact with Dan. But a few years later, he calls me out of the blue and he says, "Jack, I've got this money and I need to give it to somebody. It's a charitable trust remainder. Can I give it to what you're doing?" And I was like, "Sure." To make a long story short, it started off as just a couple $1,000s, and it blew up into $300,000. Now, that sounds like a really amazing testimony, but the important thing about that story is that Dano was feeling the goodness of God in those moments when it was just me and him in the truck. We were pouring our hearts out. He was feeling the love of a father. And when it came time for that money to be given away, I believe that really the reason that he gave it is because he felt and experienced there was a space for him where God came and met him. So we're standing here in this location downtown because of the seed that Dan gave. And I believe that it really comes back to God's goodness that he remembered. And he wanted to respond. There was a response out of his heart. And he didn't really know what he was responding to. And so I want to ask you, as I've been telling this story, maybe you think of other times that me or Jen have blessed you, or even Shop has caused you to see God's goodness in a way that you haven't seen before. What response could you give to God because of that? What seed could you sow back into this ministry? Just like Dan, who felt his goodness in those moments and gave out of that response.